What causes anxiety? Let us distinguish between two types of anxieties. The one stemming from that which we do not want to know. This is the Freudian anxiety. And the other is that which stems from that which we cannot know. This is the Lacanian anxiety. The first Freudian anxiety, put simply, is the fear of knowing our repressed impulses and desires. These may be sexual fantasies, destructive urges, aggressions, fetishes, and anything deemed unacceptable and shameful by society. In his book, Civilization and Its Discontent, Freud beautifully describes the tension and compromise that has to be made between urges and culture. Ultimately, we must choose between one or the other. In a cultured civilization, then, these urges must be repressed, pushed down to the unconscious. Anxiety is the fear of acknowledging and acting on these elements. To understand this better, try to observe the moment when you feel anxious and be hyper aware of the events surrounding these moments. What just happened? Have you repressed an impulse that would be deemed unacceptable? Have you ignored feelings of anger, rage, sexual desire, or destructiveness? Acknowledging these feelings and articulating them internally is the first step towards alleviating anxiety. In therapy, of course, we invite the patient to speak freely and associatively and get in touch with these parts. Now, this is where Lacan introduces what I perceive as a more mystical dimension to anxiety. Well, he does not contradict Freud. He adds that anxiety is not only caused by what we fear of knowing, but also by that which is unknowable. According to Lacan, not everything fits into the symbolic or the imaginary, into symbol and image. Some things are unnameable, and that is what we're afraid of the most. Language has a calming effect because it allows us to take this raw libidinal energy from the body and bring it into the symbolic realm, making sense of it, telling a story about it, and wrapping it up in a narrative. It is our way to organize and to control. However, Lacan says that there will always be a surplus which does not fit into language, an element that remains outside the symbolic and imaginary realms. This is the real. It exists at the edge of our experience. We cannot speak about it, but we know it is there, looming beneath us, the unknowable, the lack of answers, raw chaos, death itself, infinity. This presence threatens to dissolve our subjectivity and individuality. It is embodying the fear of death. The real does not only have negative connotations of anxiety, but can be extremely blissful, transcendent, and mystical. Yet our paradoxical knowing that there are things that are unknowable can be expressed via anxiety and dread. In both cases, anxiety really signals a loss of self, a threat to the subject, either from the raw energy of the real or from knowing that which we do not want to know, our repressed impulses. Both threaten to destroy our sense of self, our identity, and our control. Thank you, and let me know what you think.